Good afternoon, everybody. Troy from the Do-It-Yourself World and the Off-Grid Project. We're going to scrap the plan here and start over again. I'm going to take everything off, and I decided since the rafters are crooked and I couldn't figure out the spacing is off and everything's messed up, and I'm going to put a piece of plastic, corrugated plastic, up here across on a frame so I can lift it and close it. It'll be hinged. So I'm going to redo everything. I'm going to put, oops, sorry about my tripod. I'm going to put 1x4 strips, one on the top and then 1 to 2 feet down, so I have room for the opening and closing window. These are going to be dropped down. The other windows are going to come up. They're going to sit on the runners instead of trying to fit them into the rafters. Then from underneath I can reinforce this way as it fits and not have to worry about cutting and fitting different sizes and widths, and it was a nightmare. I couldn't figure this out. It was just absolutely insane. Don't have to worry about twisted rafters. I'm just going to put runners across and lay the windows on top of them. So I'm going to get to work. So I'll show you in a minute what I'm planning. Hopefully I can make this work with the little ladder I've got. A little painter's ladder. Oh, doesn't look like it's the right size. I hope it's right. It's supposed to be 12 feet. I don't see how I'm going to do this alone. Yeah, I guess it's right. How am I supposed to do this? I'm going to have to go in the middle. Yeah, this is going to be fun setting this up. The first board is going to be a trick. Alright, well this is going to take a few minutes. I'm going to try to get that tacked up in the middle, lined up on the edges, and get us the beginning of our roof going on today. Oh wow, not cool, not cool at all. I'm under the overhang of the trailer. Gotta put my tools away real quick. There was literally no warning, and it's ice cold. The rain doesn't melt me when I have jackets on and I'm ready for it. Look at the water forming on the ground. Ice cold. Look, there was blue sky. I was looking up into the blue, beautiful blue sky. Well, a brief intermission. I had one last screw to get on before I was done with that first strip up on there. Bummer. Well, I guess I'll be back when it's ready. Right now I want to try to get my way into the house. It's cold. Icicles hitting me. Well, I'm back, and so is the sun. I got one more screw to put in this end, and then I'm going to come down 2 feet so I have room for that piece that's going to come on next, the plastic piece, and then I'll have to remove all the windows and everything's going to get dropped down. Now what I have going on here is the 2 strips to frame in the top opening closing window, which is going to be corrugated plastic, a single 12-foot sheet. And then I have to remove these 4 windows, and then I'm going to put another strip. Those windows will slide right up into place against that board and be screwed into that board. And another strip will be along the bottom lip of those windows so that the window will fit right in place between those boards and nicely framed in. Then what I'm going to do is come up underneath with the 2x6s and put in extra supports on both sides. And this is also cross bracing for the 2x6s to prevent further twisting and warping through the years, which is great. So that's going to provide a lot of support for that roof. Extra strength against snow load, and prevent twisting and shaking of the building. So multiple benefits here. So I've got to finish tacking in a couple screws on the ends of them, and then get these. I have to cut a 2x6 and a 2x3, so I have the framing for the last 2 strips that go on there. Alright, I cut a 2x6 by 12 in half, and I've taken down the windows over here and set them aside. Now I'm going to measure the inner distance between these 2 points on the frame of the window, and then I'm going to put on another strip at precisely that distance. I hope I'll get it that close. And it's awkward because my ladder is a rickety old wooden painter's ladder, but I'm going to try to get that in there now, and then I can drop in the windows. Now what I've done here is I put in a screw at 32 inches where the frame of the window ends, and then I'm going to butt up my board against that and then screw it in place. So that's the plan. So let me pick a board, I'll be right back. Now if I've done my measurements right, this should work and the window should drop into the frame once I screw this on. The rain doesn't help. Everything sticks. Everything's sticking to each other now from the rain. Okay, this is awkward. There's a cat in my greenhouse. And take out the 2 set screws. And then, before I go and finish all this, I'm going to see if a window drops in. If a window will fit, then I'm good to go. Look at that, drop in place. Now I see how horribly bent the rafters are. Oh, dropped in place. Look at that, perfect fit. I don't know with this light on there, you can't see. Perfect fit. I'm so pleased with that. There. And same up here. Look at that fit. Oh, that's absolutely perfect. Dropped in place. Good. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and finish setting the screws on that board, on all the boards, and then I can drop in all my 6 windows like I wanted to. This is so much better this way. And then I'm going to silicone seal all the way around. There'll be trim all the way around everything. And I'm going to caulk and seal under the trim everywhere so that nothing ever gets underneath those windows. And then I'm also going to have to get up one day and somehow figure a way to get in there and caulk and seal around the windows and repaint each year. I'm not sure how that's going to work out, but for now I'm getting them up there. Pop in a couple more screws here, and I'm double checking my measurements as I go. Melanie, you can pass by, it's fine. Life goes on. Oh, that's off. Good thing I'm checking. Off by a little bit. Okay, the board is warping some, even as I work, because it was It was raining. Oh, it was wet. Everything's wet. So I'm happy I checked it. Check it before I put it in. Okay. And double check again. It should be good for all the windows to fit in their new homes. Ugh. Now, I should be able to simply pop in a window there. I gotta get up inside though and do the top screws yet. I hope that's straight. So I'm gonna finish putting all the screws in everywhere and we'll be back in a few minutes. Okay, now I can stand on the ground. The next one is 39.5. Oh. This is a problem. 39.5. That one won't fit just to the edge of that. Oh. 39.5. Oh yeah, okay. 39.5 is going to fit right to the edge of these rafters. So I got to put the lip up. Boy, they're all the same. I got to put the lip up. This one's a little bit longer. So for the bottom windows, that one's a bit longer. I'm going to have to shave a couple of these to the right length. Just a couple of them are a little too long. So what I got going on here, sorry I was off camera, it doesn't fit all, does it? What I've got going on here is with the measurement of the width of the trim boards, I guess I could have made them thinner. I could have made them a lot thinner and that wouldn't have pushed me over the edge like that. But I want a bit of meat under there so there's no sag with time, if that makes sense. So, but the way I'm looking at the next windows are going to come directly flush with the end of the rafters, which is absolutely perfect. I just have to cut the ends of the rafters flush so they're all the same size now, and we'll be good to go here. Okay, I got the board cut and sitting here. Melanie's going to assist me in holding it for a minute. Alright, this board is going to come up and down flush here. I need it flush at the very end. Can you go over it at the very end, please? I need it. Oh, I didn't cut this one here. That's fine. That'll help me a little. And up to, yeah, like that. Alright, I'll be with you in a minute. Put all the screws in my back pocket. Oh, the first one I grabbed has a wrecked head. Funny that. Alright, are you okay on your end?
Oh,
well, that's alright if you have a bit of overhang, because I can't hear.
yeah, a lot.
Alright, that's fine.
Okay.
Wait, I need to come, hold on a second. Good thing I have to come up an inch. I forgot this got to come up because of the I want to tack it in place on two ends and then measure it and get it right.
Okay.
Let me get my tape. Alright guys, I forgot. I got to measure the height of that. I'll be right back. And there you have it, guys. This is the other piece in place. Can you see that? Now I can drop in all the windows. I'm going to start with the far left end and work my way over and try to center them as I go, as good as I can. I'm going to let you see, hope it fits right. Oh, this ladder is horrible. Oh. Can't see what I got going on here. Looks like it wants to fit. Yes. Now I have to figure out where exactly I want them. I'll have to line them up. Let's see, now I can put this next one in. The little one. In place here. Now I'm going to have to trim these up right away so I can seal them on, fasten them on. I got to see, I think I'm going to have I'm not sure. Yeah, I got to get a bunch of windows in place to see how it's going to be before I decide the centering of them. I know that the shorter windows, the narrower ones, are going to have a wider gap in between them. But I'll figure that out once I get them all up there. Oh, look. So much nicer. So much smoother and faster. Let me take the tripod off the tripod a second and show you what I got here. Now, I have a serious gap here on all of these. Up there, they're like they were made for it. But on the shorter windows, I've got a big gap. So I'm going to have to chunk up underneath and fill in that for support to stop sagging in the middle. And then I'm going to have to trim that up and close that gap. So, oh, easy enough. That's a 1-inch piece of wood. I'll put a 1-inch strip down on here. And that'll fill that in. And then I'll put I'm going to need probably a 6-inch, 4 or 6-inch strip here. I'll have to measure it, but I want to overlap the frame on both sides and silicone seal it on that, on both sides. And I'm going to put, same on there, I'm going to put silicone, I'm going to put trim up. I'm going to butt up against that window since it's higher, and silicone between those two, and then underneath the bottom window, and water will flow down from the top window down onto the next one and on off. And in here I'll put a drip edge. I've got to get a drip edge for that. So I'm probably not going to seriously secure these bottom windows until I get a drip edge in place. I'm going to put a screw and a washer gently at the top of each one of these windows so that they don't blow away in the wind. Or, yeah, you know what? I'm just going to drop a board across there and carefully screw it gently. Then they won't go anywhere. Looking good. I'm liking it. Now watch. Hopefully it'll drop right in when I go inside. Oh yeah. Oh, I love it when a plan comes together. That drops right in there beautifully. Oh, it's going to be so perfect and it's going to look good. It's all matching. I'm going to drop in the last window. There we go, guys. All in place. Now once I get that 12 footer up top, I'll have an opening and closing window on the roof. I've got to get trim boards between all these windows everywhere else, and we're looking good. Now, good I leave that open because I'm going to have to go up and poke my head in between each rafter and put the trim boards from the top and then reach up from the bottom to get those on, but I can do it. Isn't that a beautiful sight? Look at that. Now I've still got to get these two framed in. I didn't have the lumber for it, and I still got to do that maybe tomorrow, but that's a beautiful sight. That's going to reduce heat loss even now, but I still got to trim that up and close it in. So I think actually even more support would be to put a piece of wood this way underneath each window that fits between them. Well, then again, I get into measuring different widths and stuff. I'm just going to put a piece down in the middle here. If it overlaps, great. If not, then not. And I'm going to tie in from underneath with boards secured into the rafters that'll wedge up underneath. That'll work just fine. And then the trim will cover that. I'll cut the trim to fit them. I can probably space them out now with equal distant spacing in between them. That's fine. I still have to finish precisely spacing the big ones up top, but that's something I can do from inside. But I'm going to take a little break. I'm very pleased. I still, like I said, I have to secure those windows down though, so no wind takes them up, but we're looking good. Alright, I put a piece of 1x4 up there to hold that down. I've got them pretty much adjusted where I want them, and I set up a piece of scrap 1x4 here to get an idea. That's almost perfect with overlap, so I can silicone seal underneath, put the 1x4 down. I'm going to put a strip of 1x down here, and then I can put the 1x4 on top and nail it through, or screw it through I mean, and I'll silicone here, and that should be good. And then of course I've got to go up from underneath with chunks of 2x4 to prevent flexing under snow load. That flex is really good, see? I need to prevent the flex. So I still have to do that. But it's getting dark. Day is coming to a close. And there's a day of work. Well, we went to the store this morning. So half a day of work, I should say. A little more than half a day. And I'm exhausted. My legs are exhausted from going up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down, and locking them up on that ladder and bending forward so far over the roof. But I feel pretty good about it. So I have to get myself some silicone sealant and some 1x4 lumber, and we'll be good to go here. Well guys, I got to show you something I had to adjust. Just a little detail. In the end, I took all the windows out and I made a little tiny notch in there. When I measured down here, and when I raised this up an inch, I was off by a quarter here. So I put a notch in there, and the windows fit perfectly and flush all the way around. Now, water can run off. That top piece will overlap here. Water run down. We'll have silicone in here. And water will run down, have some silicone under there. Water will run down and off all the way. And we'll have a drip edge under here. And the trim will come over the edge of that. Water will run down all the way into the rain gutters, which I'll make out of wood using my lumber mill probably next year, and then have that run into a collection tank. So that's it guys. Greenhouse roof on. Just got to do a lot of caulking and sealing and trim work. This is Troy from the Do-It-Yourself World and the Off-Grid Project. Another project done for the day. Please like, subscribe, and share. Follow our daily videos as we strive to become fully self-sufficient. and off the grid on a budget. And having a greenhouse is definitely going to help us become self-sufficient. Good night, everybody.